How's everybody doing today? Welcome to Facebook land. For the rest of you, Joe Evans, Idaho's first congressional district candidate. I am running for Congress. Yes, I am. For those of you that are interested, if you want to go ahead and help out, it's my website, my fun site. Go ahead, head on over, donate. In the meantime, like, share, comment, everything we got going on. I included the other media where I present this live, so that you can go back and actually take a look at the archives if you guys want to. I got my YouTube channel, got Twitch, couple Facebook pages actually, all of them getting the simulcast going on. So thank you those who are joining me out there in Twitter land. Yes, thank you. So what do we want to talk about today? We keep coming up with some really good topics, and every so often I remember one from the day before and I want to go back to it. And just covered tax holes and loopholes yesterday, not how the rich manage to continue getting richer by making all of their money tax-free by giving it to each other's foundations. Yeah. Why are we still letting rich people get away with foundations, folks? It's bad enough that they already managed to retain, all of that for the benefit of affecting laws and lobbying and other things that prevent us from being able to do the things we love to do. Because we've literally allowed them to create a structure that keeps us down. They're able to pay their bills. They got money extra. Rest of us, why are we paying taxes when the rich aren't? Welcome to 2020. That's one of the things about what's going on with Trump's tax returns. But yeah, I covered that yesterday. So what else do you guys want to talk about? Let me know what's going on. It's Thursday. Ask me anything. We already covered the debates yesterday, so that's old news. Tax returns, that's old news. War. Only cover that like every other episode. So you want to know my views on war? Doesn't take that much to find that out. Let's bring our troops home, folks. 100%. Bring our troops home. We'll figure out foreign policy after that. Ooh, yes, Armenia, Azerbaijan. Let's go ahead and talk about Armenia and Azerbaijan. Helps if I actually spell that right. I guarantee I spelled Azerbaijan wrong. It's all right. Google correct that for anybody who actually goes out and takes a look. Armenia and Azerbaijan. Currently, we are dealing with another issue. Armenia and Azerbaijan have a shared border. Somewhere along that border, we have settlements. Settlements that are supposedly occupied by one side, while the other side claims possession of it. Not too different from what's going on in Palestine, in Israel with the Golan Heights and a number of other areas. A number of these places where areas become contested simply because somebody decides that, well, nobody's using the land, let's go ahead and take it. That's what we got going on in Armenia and Azerbaijan right now. So one of them's actually gone in. It's Azerbaijan's the one who initiated hostilities against Armenian settlement, wherever the Armenian settlement ended up happening. Who remembers the Duke? How good's your history? Archduke Franz Ferdinand. He's from Austria. Anyway, good old Archduke. That was the whole Bosnian Serb thing, clear back in World War II. And we all know what was going on back then, right? World War II. Assassinations on the left, assassinations on the right. Well, Serbia, Croatia, Turkey, all that. Armenian genocide was another issue that led up to World War II. The whole Ottoman Empire, Turkey thing. And now we actually have our friend Erdogan, who's from Turkey, getting ready to assist Azerbaijan. And yet again, Armenian genocide 2.0. And the U.S. is going to sit back, kick back, and sell weapons to both sides, including our friend Erdogan in Turkey for another proxy war. Folks, I'm speechless. I don't know how often we can keep repeating these exact same mistakes and expect different results. The world continues to get harder and harder to live in. And a lot of this is because more and more of the surface of the world is considered unlivable simply because we've blown the holy living crap out of it. We got mines in Afghanistan, in Iraq. Now we got unexploded ordnance in Armenia and Azerbaijan and all of these other places. I mean, literally, we got so much unexploded ordnance in third world countries all around the planet, all around the globe, that people come to America in order to, be able to garden, to be able to walk in the park without worrying about tripping over a landmine or some unexploded ordnance from, a bomb. Also helps if they can go to the hospital without worrying about whether or not the hospital's going to get droned. We're still doing that in several places. Yemen is having problems with that right now. Reason why is because the Saudis, it's a target. It blew up. It's good. Inshallah. God wills it. Folks, we really need to settle down and actually work on peace. We like peace, right? We like global peace. We like knowing little kids aren't getting blown up halfway around the world. We like knowing they aren't getting murdered. Because little kids mean the future. It's why we try and make the world a safer place for them. We don't make a world a safer place for, people by creating by making them dead. We don't. So we got Armenia and Azerbaijan, and it's about ready to kick off. Like we don't have enough hot spots already in the world. We're about to create another situation where kids are growing up without parents, where parents are outliving their kids. Why? Why is that American foreign policy? Why do we support that? I don't know. I don't support it. I don't think you support it. I hope you don't support it. For those of you who really hate refugees, which I hope you aren't actually watching me, but for those of you who do, reason why we got refugees is because we support bullshit like this Armenian Azerbaijan stuff. It's because we support what Saudi Arabia is doing to Yemen. It's because we've been in Iraq. It's because we've been in Afghanistan. That is why we have refugees in America. It's because we've destabilized their country. It's why they come to America, to get away from our foreign policy. America is the only place safe from our foreign policy, or at least it was until we started militarizing the police. Which we did because all of our military contracts, they weren't selling enough military equipment to the Army to do what we did overseas, so they started selling it to the police here in the U.S. Now, our foreign policy has come home to haunt us. Fix a foreign policy, we go a long way to fixing an awful lot of things, folks. We really, really do. Fix the foreign policy and fix a lot of things here at home. Other things that we fix by fixing things here at home. Yeah, over policing. Come on, folks, talk to me. I know you guys are out there watching. Who's watching in Twitch land? Come on. Let's discuss something, anything. Libertarian Party. We're doing good this year. Debates were a real big kickoff for us the other night. Reason why is people were so disgusted. Jo Jorgensen actually won the debate without ever actually setting foot on stage. Her site crashed for 3 hours last night. There's so much traffic going to it. Guess what? Jo Jorgensen wasn't the only one who had their website crashed. We actually had who else had it crash? I really got to figure out how to make some of these features work. My logo's cool, but as far as actually doing the screen sharing thing, I don't even know if I can make this happen. Oh, that's not the one I want. Okay. See if I can make this happen. I'm going to pop on over here and I'm going to go to Twitter and I'm going to take a look down and we're going to see. Nope, this is the wrong Twitter account, folks. I'm going to take a look at my notifications here. We're going to go ahead and roll on down and take a look. So, one of the things I did the other day was we took a look at what was going on with how many other third parties actually had the potential of winning if they were to get a majority in enough states. That is, enough electorals to actually nail down, what was it, 270. So we got a list of who does the 270. Yeah, let's go ahead and take a look on back here and see what we got. We got... No, that wasn't what I wanted to do. I am so not good at this. Yeah, let's not. I'm going to go ahead and stop the screen share. But, so there's like about 6 or 7 right now. Libertarian Party, of course, has access to all 538. Yes, we do. All 538 electoral votes. The Greens were able to get 381. Party of Socialization and Liberation. Okay. They were another one that did good. And the Solidarity Party. For those of you who aren't familiar with the Solidarity Party, if you go look at your I Side With and some of the others, there's a presidential candidate called Brian Carroll. Okay. Now, I'm a libertarian. And of course, if you look at all of the presidential candidates on the I Side With, there's only one candidate that is actually libertarian, and that is Jo Jorgensen. You have 2 other candidates that are running that are over on the left side. Oh, come on, that's all a lie. We're actually talking party platforms. We're talking party platforms. We're not actually talking the candidates or what they really vote for, because we all know that the Democrats vote with the Republicans 90% of the time. Okay, but you're actually looking at your philosophy. If you're actually looking at your ideology and the things that you do when you side with, I side with. I like the way this person thinks. I like the way this party thinks. The Democrats clear over on the right side or the left side. Okay, they're considered this leftist organization in the way that they want to make sure that all of these social goods go to all of us. Now, on the stage of American politics, you have two political groups that are way over on the right-hand side. So your Republicans and your Constitutionalists. Okay, these are the ones who believe in the Republic. The good things that come with the Republic. These are the Constitutionalists, and your Republicans. They are considered your right edge of the screen. The way I side with has them clear over on the right-hand side. Okay, if you step back and you take a look at the other side of it, you go over and on the left side, you got the Greens, you got the Transhumanists, you got the Party of Socialization and Liberation, you got the Peace Party, you got the Greens, you got the Socialist Party of America. Yes, we have a Socialist Party of America. We also have the Party of Socialization and Liberation. And basically, we have about 6 different parties that all consider themselves left, according to I Side With. Now, of course, they all have other things that make them, different in how they approach the left. But we have like 6 different left parties. And anyway, I'm going to show it to you. Might take a little bit of time. Let's go ahead and make this happen. I want to do the I Side With. I want to go down to elections. Take a look at the 2020. Yeah. Let's try the screen share again. Nah. So let me take a look. Let's go ahead and do the login here. No. We'll do Twitter, redirect back. Come on, folks, you can talk to me. Let me know what's going on. Okay, but once, we're going to skip that. Man, we are lethargic today. Why's everything going so slow, huh? Is the world crashing? Is that where we're at? But if you take a look at this, you actually get to go through and you get to fill it out. And you get to make these things work. And then after you're done, you actually click on you, and it takes a little bit of time to load. We'll go ahead and do the Joe Jordan. Come on. This has got to be here somewhere. All right, took the quiz, folks. Why does this just want to be so difficult today? I swear, it's not usually this bad. There we go. Me. U.S. Senate. Oh, look at that. See, me and Russ. Honestly, don't know why it is. You actually go down here, click on compare answers. And as soon as it takes its sweet time loading up, scroll on down, scroll on down. There you go. And it'll actually let you do a comparison, you know, where people fall on crime, foreign policy, elections, transportation. Look at this. Jo Jorgensen, she's pulling at 10% right now. And that's on this. That's, you know, there we go. See, Brian Carroll, he's at 2%. He got a little boost from last night. Yeah, this is from early in the year. Continue. Joe's actually doing a little bit better. Rating of the different candidates. Okay. So here's what I'm talking about right here, where we're looking at the ideological axis. So Jo Jorgensen, she's only one that's a libertarian. Of course, this is me. Yes, me right here. Donald Trump, he's clear over here. And these are the major ones. These are your big ones. You got Howie Hawkins, you got Brian Carroll, and Joe Biden. But we actually go back up here, and the thing we want to take a look at is my parties. And here we go. We got parties: libertarian, transhumanist, for those of you who aren't too familiar with it. We got green, Constitution. Okay, Constitution's that other far right one. Socialist, it's a left one. Peace and freedom, left one. Secular, Democrat, Keynesian. And you know how I feel about the Keynesian stuff. We need to go Austrian. We got Republican, Democrat. Okay, so if you actually scroll all the way down to the bottom, you know, you can stop and you can take a look at how some of these, you know, transportation, you know, it's interesting, transportation, but national security, you know, some of the others, isolationism, yeah, which is funny, isolationism versus imperialism. We all know the Democrats and GOP are actually clear over here in the extreme. Pacifism versus militarism. Come on, we know the D's are clear over here with the GOP too. Oh, look at where the libertarians are at. Left wing, right wing. Dude, all these are left. All these are right. Look at that. Constitutionalists are even more right wing than, you know. Decentralization versus centralization. You know, centralization, the Democrats, the Peace Party. You know, constitutionalist, libertarian, me, you know, we're all in there. Okay, but here's the way you actually break down with the ideologies. You got authoritarian, Democrat, GOP, they're closer to the authoritarian than they are the libertarian. You got the constitutionalist clear over here. Over here, you got Peace Party, you got, I believe that's the Socialism Party, Green, Transhumanism. And you got all of these over here on the left. You got all of these. There's only one party focusing on liberty, folks. And their candidate is Jo Jorgensen. She's right up there with me, clear up on the libertarian edge of this ideology chart. Yeah. Liberty. That's what we're about. Your liberty, my liberty, everybody's liberty. Liberty for thee, liberty for me. Everybody gets liberty. You know, we're not really interested in one of these program arrangements where you see an awful lot of the evangelical driven individuals. You know, it's like, I want the freedom to practice my religion, and that freedom means I get to make everybody else practice my religion too. Yeah, folks. I know I'm going to lose a certain number of evangelicals like this, but yeah, folks. Secular governments, like the government of the United States, that was founded by deists, you know, there are natural laws. Your God gave man freedom of choice. You don't get to supersede him on that. You know, you want to practice your religion, go practice your religion. Fine, that's cool. You and people like you can go practice your religion. You don't get to make the rest of us practice it. So freedom from religion is about, folks. Freedom of, freedom from. Way that works. Yeah, I know. Let's go ahead and bring up this other issue. I got this thing coming up here. Okay, taking a look at this. I actually did this poll not that long ago. It's still within, well, 6 hours. This poll is 6 hours old. I got 540 votes on it right now. Okay, taking a look at that. What's the biggest threat to your American ideal? What do you think is important in America, folks? You know, how is it that works for you? Now, the irony is, okay, communism. Communism is a gimme. Why I even included that in, I don't know. But let's face it, we're already a Keynesian society. We already practice that whole central control. The way we currently exercise capitalism, our crony capitalism here in America, is really effectively no different than the way communism has been exercised. It's state capitalism, folks, straight up. So when people say communism is the greatest threat to America, dude, we're already effectively a communist nation. It just hasn't really sunk into the people who haven't been paying attention. However, we do have an awful lot of regulations and stuff that are still in place so that, you know, we can reverse it. We can go in and we can deconstruct all of those regulations that have created our current atmosphere, our current situation. You know, we can go back and undo a lot of what has been done in the name of centralization in the United States. So, Communist Manifesto, all 10 points, yeah. We still have a system of governance that can walk all of that back. We just need to elect people who are willing to. Right? We can still walk it back. We just need to elect people who believe in liberty, who believe in decentralization, who believe in the anti-federalist position of the original Americans. You know, decentralize everything, allow everybody maximum freedom of choice, allow communities to come together and develop what works best for them. You know, that's what we were founded on. You know, the sense of community, people helping people, you know, and looking out for each other and keeping the corporations and government off our back. Anyway, so to get to the meat of the point, okay, communism really isn't that big of a threat. The irony of this particular quiz was when determining whether white supremacy, anarchy, or Christian supremacy is number 2. Okay, it's libertarian Twitter. So an awful lot of libertarian Twitters understand that the anarchy that the media likes to shove down our throats isn't the anarchy we believe in. Anarchy simply means no masters, right? And anarchy is actually the lowest one on the tier, but anarchy is no masters. Means no corporations, no government. It's just people going out and doing what they do and getting along and making things happen. This open source, as long as we're not violating anybody's rights, everything's cool. Everything's copacetic. Let's make it happen. Anarchy is not bedlam. Anarchy is not riots. Anarchy is not destruction of private property. That is not what anarchy is about. Anarchy, no masters. Anti-archism, the belief in no masters. Too simple, right? Anarchy. Anyway, that's actually number 3 or number 4. So our first is communism. Our last is anarchy. Communism, we're already there. Anarchy isn't what everybody thinks it is. And actually, our current state of government is what's creating the current situation of bedlam in a number of different districts, including Portland and Seattle and Kenosha. But number 3 is white supremacy. The irony is white supremacy actually comes in a distant third to Christian supremacy. What is Christian supremacy? Especially considering that most Christian supremacists don't actually practice Christianity as we are taught to believe in it in the Bible. So, I'm actually going to bust out one of my friends here. Twitter friends. I follow her quite a bit. But Chrissy Stroop does an awful lot of articles on theology. Okay? A lot of it has to do with Christian identity, Christian supremacy, evangelicals, who get out and they start talking about what it is to be Christian. They take the ideology, they take it and they run with it. They go out into the great big world and, they go out into the great big world. And we talk about a number of different, but the thing is, this is one of those things where they grow up in, I'm going to catch a lot of crap for this. Okay, Hop. Hop. Okay. You're a libertarian, you know who Hop is. Anyway, at one point, Hop came up with this idea about covenant communities. Basically, what the covenant communities were communities of like-minded individuals who came together of a particular belief, particular philosophy, a combination of ideals. And when they came together, they essentially created an exclusive community that disbarred exiled all the non-believers. So when you're talking about covenant communities, you're talking about Jonestown, you're talking about Waco, you're talking about the Freeman up in Montana. These are the type of communities that he was talking about when he was talking about covenant communities. Even to a certain degree, what's going on in, I think it's Freedom, Georgia. And for those of you who aren't familiar with Freedom, Georgia, 19 black families went together. They bought 900 acres of land to create their own little covenant community for the purpose of creating a safe environment for people who are recovering from race-based trauma. They can all go to Georgia, live here in this community, and, they won't have to see a white man for days. Okay. These are covenant communities. And these are the things Hop was talking about. And what the Hoppians talk about when, they want to create their own little mini culture. Now, thing is within this community, the social dynamics have the effect of law. If you tell me they don't, you're lying. Because that's what happens in these communities. Okay, Jonestown, there was no law. You had to drink the Kool-Aid, but everybody did. It was the same thing in Waco. It's the same thing with the Freeman. There isn't a law, but the social structure and the way it's created, you essentially end up with social contracts. Yes, in these communities, and a violation of the social contract gets you excommunicated. Boom, done. That is what it is. It just happens. Now, Chrissy does a lot of discussion about these evangelicals, Christian separatists, I guess is what you could call them, Christian separatists, Christian supremacists, and the sort of organizations and cultures that develop around that. One of the things is the Christian supremacists, they don't believe in the separation of church and state, which is ultimately what the problem is. They believe that the United States is first and foremost a Christian nation. Yeah, folks, we got a couple dozen different books from different founding fathers, the Anti-Federalists, the Federalists, James Monroe, folks. We were anything but a Christian nation. True, an awful lot of our founding fathers did have Christian faith, none of which are actually reflected in any of the Christian faiths practiced today. Thomas Jefferson himself was a deist. Okay, it's an interesting religious concept for those of you who aren't familiar with it. Deism, the idea that God came forth, gave us the earth, and said, "Good luck, guys. I'm out." Absentee father issues. That's what deists are. Deists are, they recognize God ain't coming back. God created the earth. He gave us these natural laws, gave us our natural rights as humans, gave us our natural behavior, and said, peace. But I mean, these were the people who founded our nation. They were not Christians. The founding of our nation was not based on Christian principles. It was based on very secular principles. Reason why was because we had no less than a dozen different variations of Christianity that were present in the United States at the time that the Declaration of Independence was made. We had the Quakers. We had Protestants, Lutherans. I mean, by the time you actually sat down and you broke it down, how many different variations, the Puritans, all of them, people coming over from the Church of England who were trying to flee the Church of England, a number of settlers who were trying to flee the Catholic Church, even though, that's a completely different monster. But if we go back and we start taking a look at all of those year after year after year, a lot of our founding fathers, even though they may have identified as Christians, recognize that they probably didn't identify as close enough to the same faith or same practice as Christians that they're going to be able to create a consistent Christian state, which is why they went secular instead. Separation of church and state. They also understood that an awful lot of other religions were involved and practiced across the United States. There was a shamanism practiced by the indigenous people. I'd probably rip me a new one for calling it shamanism. But there was a particular kind of spirituality practiced by the indigenous people. There was a kind of spirituality that was practiced by the Africans that we brought over against their will. There's a number of blended, spiritualities. We continue to go back. We talk about paganism in America. A certain amount of witchcraft knowledge, other forms of spirituality which have sprung up as we look back into our heritage. We actually take a look at what's going on with an awful lot of the white supremacists in America right now. A lot of them have reverted back to a number of the Norse religious philosophies and beliefs. And by the way, most people who worship Tyr and Odin and Thor, they don't like you racist pigs either. Growing up listening to mythology, going in and, understanding the gods that predated our interpretation of Christianity and monotheism. And a lot of that's coming back because people no longer identify all across America with the God that these evangelicals believe in because they were told by the Bible that it was so. Folks, you want to practice Christianity? Good. Please do. Personal choice. There's a lot of things about Christianity I believe are really good. They teach you really wholesome things. I don't think you need the good book to be a good person, because those good things that are taught in the Bible are taught in 30 other holy texts around the world as well. Now, you don't need to be Christian to be good. If being Christian helps you be good, kudos. More power to you. Just don't think that makes you a better person than the Hindu or the Buddhist or the Confucianist or, your local kitchen witch. We all got good things about us. We all practice one of the most basic tenets of the human natural law, and that is do no harm. I mean, really, that's what it's about. 99% of the religions around the world that are currently practiced today are based on do no harm. Don't hurt people. Don't take their stuff. Don't take people. Don't hurt their stuff. No. It's everywhere. Everyone. And we've actually broken it down to a political ideology and called it libertarianism. Anyway, I've been rattling for 45 minutes. One of these days, you guys go out there and sit out there in Twitchland and Twitterland and all the rest of those lands are actually going to interact with me and ask me things. Or, you can keep letting me rattle on. We can do that too. Maybe I'll find a new topic to talk about tomorrow rather than deism and, the 999 versions of spiritualism practiced across the United States. Love you guys. Remember, family, friends, community. That's what makes it work, man. Catch y'all later. Love you.